good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Gather your props. You'll need 2 blocks. Get some padding for your knees. It could be a blanket, a pillow, something you have nearby. And come and find a comfortable seated position. Now, if you sit down and your back is rolling back, or you feel any pain at all in your knees, your hip flexors, or your low back, grab something. It could be that pillow or blanket. I use a rubber little mat, and sit up on that. You can even use a block. Make sure your sit bones are on whatever you're sitting on. And then feel how it allows your hip flexors a little more space. And your low back then has a little more space. Activate your feet, spread and lift your toes. Press into your legs and into your sit bones. Inhale in your Ujjayi breath, deepen your breath. Exhale all the breath out to get empty, and pull your belly back towards the spine at the end of the exhale. Now as you inhale, close your eyes so that you can feel more deeply inside without distractions. But if that's uncomfortable, pick a spot 4 feet in front of you on the floor and soften your gaze there. As you inhale, allow your breath to swirl inside. Use it to feel. Feel for a spot somewhere in your body that you're willing to fascinate on today. For those who are working with an injury or something in your body that's painful or even tight or tweaky, this could be your spot if you're willing to fascinate on it. But if that does not seem appealing, let go of that and feel for a spot that will keep your attention and your fascination, and that you're willing to keep your attention and fascination on. Use the next 3 breaths to hone in and pick your spot. If more than one spot calls to your attention, just pick one of those spots. Now send your breath into your spot. Notice when you send your breath into your spot, it brings your attention along with it. Rinse your exhale in and around your spot. Use it to feel, to bring your attention into your spot and to feel more deeply. Use every pose, every breath to notice where your attention is. And there are going to be times that you'll notice that your attention has completely wandered away from your spot. If it's wandered somewhere else in your body, that's fine. Different poses do bring our attention to different parts of our body, and you can feel that. Breathe into wherever this pose, a pose, is calling to you. But also then make the decision to bring your attention and your breath back into your spot. If you notice that your attention has completely wandered out of your body to your to-do list or what you should have done, something in the future or the past, not right now in your body, notice that too. No judgment, but take that opportunity as you breathe in to make a choice, to bring your attention and your breath back into your spot and fascinate on that process. Moving into pranayama. Just switch the cross of your legs. If easy cross leg is uncomfortable, you can do a modified straddle. Have your legs even slightly bent if that feels better for you. The pranayama is 50 pumps of Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati is the short, sharp exhale. The belly pulls in on the exhale, and the belly puffs out, allowing the inhale to be passive and come in. Make sure that you do inhale in between each exhale. You're going to get lightheaded if you don't. Let's come into chest opener. This can also always be done on a chair, if that's better for you. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Start with partial inhale, short, sharp exhales. Slow down the last 10 pumps. Then take a deep inhale. Hold the breath at the top of the inhale. And then exhale normally all the breath out. If you're pregnant, no breath holds, no Kapalabhati, no pulling the belly in. The second pranayama, before we come into this, re-switch the cross of your legs. Alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to mirror you. Bring up your right hand. Place down the first two fingers. You're going to use your thumb and your ring finger. Turn your palm to face you. Then close off your right nostril with your thumb. Exhale all the breath out to get empty. Then take a deep inhale. If you're pregnant, you'll initially close off both nostrils. Everyone, close off both nostrils, pinching the nose lightly closed. But if you're pregnant, you're lifting your thumb and going right into your exhale. Everyone else, hold the breath. Then lift your thumb and exhale the breath out. Inhale. Pinch your nose closed. If you're not pregnant, hold your breath. Then everyone lift your ring finger. If you haven't, exhale all the breath out. That's one round. Do one more round on your own. And if you lose track of which finger is supposed to be open or closed, if it's inhale or exhale, just do what feels fascinating for you. And when you're done, just place both hands back down onto your thighs. Close your eyes. Breathe back into your Ujjayi breath through both nostrils and notice the effect of the pranayama. And then come onto your back. We're moving right into abdominals. Grab your block right away for basic abs with a block. Place your block between your thighs right on your pubic bone. If you're pregnant, what you're doing instead is keeping your head down, no pulling the belly in, no breath holds. You're doing pelvic tilts, which this version is called Ablis with a block, and it looks like this. You'll be inhaling, spreading the top rim of your sacrum into the floor. Exhale, spread the low back into the floor, squeeze your block. Scoop the tailbone towards the block. Inhale, release that gently. Pubic bone moves away from the belly, and you repeat that. Everyone else, clasp your hands behind the base of your skull, elbows up. Active feet, spread and lift the toes. Everyone, press into your feet, even if you're pregnant. Inhale, spread breath into your back, ribs. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up, squeeze your block. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders away from the floor and pull your belly towards the floor. Inhale, keep pressing your low back into the floor, bring the shoulders and head back to the floor. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up, squeeze your prop. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders up, relax the front of your neck and pull your low belly down. Inhale, shoulders and head to the floor. Hold the breath, scoop the tailbone up, squeeze your block. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders up. Lift a little higher off of the shoulder blades without cranking your neck and pull your low belly towards the floor. Inhale deeply through your spot, bring the head back to the floor. Hold the breath, scoop the tailbone up, squeeze your block. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders up, pull your low belly down. Breathe in, bring the shoulders and head to the floor. Hold the breath, scoop the tailbone up, squeeze your prop. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders up and pull your low belly down. Breathe in, shoulders and head to the floor. Unwind your hands, remove your block off to the side. Keep it nearby though, we're gonna use it a little later. Basic elbow to knee. If you're pregnant, you can do this, the leg portion only. Head stays down, no breath holds. No pulling the belly in. Everyone else, clasp hands behind the base of your skull. The feet stay down, everyone for now. Active feet, spread and lift the toes. If you're not pregnant, you're lifting the head and shoulders up. But everyone, inhale, then lift the head and shoulders off the floor. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, lift the left knee directly over the hip, bring both elbows towards your left knee and pull your low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. The head and shoulders stay up, both feet on the floor. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, right knee over the hip, both elbows point towards the right knee, pull your low belly down. Breathe in. Come back to center. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the left knee, pull your low belly down. Breathe in deeply through your spot, come back to center. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the right knee, pull your low belly down. Breathe in, come back to center. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the left knee. Pull your low belly down. Breathe in, expansively, come back to center. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the right knee. Pull your low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your head to the floor just for a moment. If you're pregnant, you could either go back to Ablis with a block. You could keep doing this basic elbow to knee, but the head stays down, no breath holds. Everyone else, you have a choice for up leveling for regular elbow to knee. Clasp hands again behind the base of the skull. If you're up leveling, bring the knees over the hips, feet low. Just relax your bottom half of your legs, your shins, so your feet are really low. Active feet though, spread and lift the toes. Then inhale, bring the head and shoulders off of the floor. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the left knee, straighten the right leg. It's either out at a 45-degree angle, or if it's better for your low back, bring the leg straight up towards the ceiling. Pull your low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the right knee, left leg straight. Pull your low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Fascinate on your spot as you do elbow to knee. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the left knee, right leg straight. Pull your low belly down. Breathe in deeply, come back to center. Hold the breath, spread the low back down, scoop your tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the right knee, left leg straight. Pull your low belly down. Breathe in, come back to center. Do one more round on your own. When you're done, inhale and bring the head, bring the feet down. Unwind the hands. Make sure your block is near you. Setting up for bridge. Touch the back of your heels with your longest fingertips. Feet slightly wider than your hips. Spread your arms 6 inches away from the hips, palms up. Press into your active feet. Spread your breath through your back ribs. Scoop your tailbone up. Now press into your feet and lift your hips towards the ceiling. The back of the skull stays on the floor, but if hair gets in the way, what I like to do is just help assist my head, still on the floor, but away from the neck. So I'm not cranking up into my neck because my hair is preventing my head from sliding away from the shoulders. Press into your feet, activate them. Squeeze your sit bone muscles. Inhale through the front body, lifting your sternum towards the chin. Exhale, squeeze those sit bone muscles, press into your feet, and scoop your tailbone towards the back of the knees. Relax your neck. Now grab your block. Place your block on the highest, most comfortable edge for you, right underneath your sacrum. Make sure it's under the sacrum and not your low back. Ankle over thigh. Heel toe your left foot so it's right in front of your left hip socket. Inhale the right knee into the chest. Exhale, hook that ankle over the left thigh. And press into the right ankle. Press into your left foot. Inhale, lift your sternum towards the chin. Exhale, press into the left foot. Squeeze your sit bone muscles to scoop the tailbone towards your right calf. Breathe into your right hip. Exhale, press into that right ankle to help send your right knee away from the hip and down towards the floor. Make some space. Inhale your right knee into the chest. Exhale, foot to the floor, press into it so it's supporting you. Breathe in, the left knee into the chest. Exhale, ankle over thigh, flex the foot. Press into your right foot. Squeeze your sit bone muscles. Inhale into your side ribs, lifting those ribs towards your armpits. Exhale, press into your right foot. Squeeze those sit bone muscles to send your tailbone towards the back of the left leg, the left calf. Saturate the left hip with your breath. Exhale, pressing into the left ankle and the right foot. Send your left knee away from the hip and down towards the floor. And fascinate on Even if your hip is not your spot, but fascinate on how, when you make space in your body, in your joints, how that affects your spot. Then inhale the left knee into the chest. Exhale, foot to the floor. Press into both feet. Inhale, curl the pubic bone towards the belly button. Lift off the block so you can move the block off to the side. Stay up. Come down slowly on a long exhale, scooping your tailbone up the whole way. Bring the upper back down, mid back, low back. Your tailbone is the last to come down. Back traction, bring the hands onto your thighs. Heels of the hands in your hip crease. Inhale through your back ribs. Exhale, push forward into your hands. Gently up on your thighs and traction your back. Press into your feet so they're still supporting your spine. And you may tilt your pelvis, rocking the pubic bone either away from the belly button or up towards the belly button. Essentially tucking your tailbone. Release that. Turn all the way over onto your side. Slowly make your way up onto hands and knees. Let your head be the last to come up. We're moving into turbo puppy. So start off on hands and knees. Then walk your hands forward 4 inches. Bend the elbows halfway towards the floor. Make sure that your fingers and your palms are spreading wide. Press into your palms and your fingers. Breathe in to the upper back. Exhale, send your elbows towards the floor isometrically, so they're not touching the floor. But you feel energetically sending the elbows down, then squeeze your elbows towards each other. Relax your neck. Inhale the breath between your shoulder blades. Get that space to broaden. Exhale, wrap the shoulder blades towards the armpits. Pull your belly in so you're supporting your spine here. Your chest does not collapse. It stays where it is. The movement is in the wrapping of the shoulder blades and the relaxing of the neck. You can stay here, but if you have further to go, we're moving into down dog. Tuck your toes, breathe into the upper back. Push into your hands, exhale, lift the hips away from the floor. Knees can be bent, or you can straighten your legs. If your low back is very tweaky, bend your knees even a little bit, but it could even be a lot. That's going to release pressure in the hamstrings, and it will allow your low back and maybe your mid back to have a little more space. Push into your hands, breathe in through the shoulder girdle. Exhale, wrap your shoulder blades. Emergence. Inhale the left knee towards your chest. Exhale, place that left ankle over the right thigh. Not on the knee, it's above the knee. This is just like ankle over thigh and bridge that we just did. Keep pressing into the hands. Breathe in through the shoulders and into the upper back. Exhale, send the left knee back away from your chest. Bring the left foot to the floor. If you need to come down between sides, do that. Inhale your right knee towards the chest. Exhale, hook that right ankle over your left thigh, right above the knee. Flex your right foot. Inhale into the upper back. Exhale, push gently into the right ankle to send the right knee away from the chest. Keep pushing into your hands and your left foot. Bring both feet back to the floor. Bring the knees down. Sit back in embryo just for a moment. You could rest your forehead on a block. This is great if your neck is tweaky or if coming down too low is hard on your low back. If you're pregnant, you're widening your knees so your belly has space. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, roll up. Come to stand. It's time for Uddiyana, basic Uddiyana. For those who are pregnant, what you're doing instead is horse stance with back traction, sinking your sit bones down, squeezing your sit bones like crazy. So horse stance, start with feet 4 feet apart, rotate the toes out 45-degree angle, bend the knees, sinking your pelvis as low as you can get it. Shoulders over your hips. Everyone else, you're doing Uddiyana. I'm gonna lift my shirt so you can see what's going on. If you'd like a demo, stop this video and refer back to a previous video that has both Kapalabhati and Uddiyana on it, and look at the Uddiyana portion. For basic Uddiyana, feet are hips width or slightly wider. Bend the knees, hands are somewhere on your thighs. So Uddiyana is the forceful exhaling all the breath out, getting empty, staying empty. Suctioning your belly back and up towards the spine without breathing in. Hold that for as long as is interesting or fascinating. And then before you need to breathe in, let your belly go, breathe in. We're going to do this 3 times. I'll talk you through it. Take a partial inhale. Exhale forcefully all the breath out. Get empty. Stay empty. Suction your belly back and up towards the spine. Drop your chin. Keep pressing into your hands, tractioning your chest away from your waist. Before you breathe in, let your belly go. Breathe in. I'm going to turn sideways. We're going to do this again. Start with a partial inhale. Exhale forcefully all the breath out. Get empty. Stay empty. Suction your belly back and up towards the spine. Drop your chin. Traction your chest away from your waist. So you're getting longer. Before you need to inhale, let your belly go. Breathe in. One more on your own. When you're done, press into your feet to stand up. Then grab your blocks. We're going to move into a modified sun salutation. So come down, back onto hands and knees, but this time the hands are on the blocks. Have the blocks on the highest edge. You can take a sip of water, adjust your hair or your clothes. If you need padding for your knees, this is where you grab your blanket, place it halfway across your mat. Or you could roll over one side of the mat or the other. Press into your hands so that you're lifting your chest away from the floor. Wrap your shoulder blades away from the ears. Feel the outer edges of the shoulder blades moving towards the armpits. And look at the floor. But don't let your head hang too much. Then step your left foot forward, lunge, inhale, sink your hips forward and down, and you may have to move your blocks forward. Active feet, spread and lift the toes on the front foot, spread the toes on the back foot. Keep pressing into both feet. Then press into your left foot so much that you can bring your hips back, hands back. Step back onto hands and knees. Move your blocks off to the side, coming into modified plank. Hands underneath the shoulders first, then walk your knees back 4 inches. Shoulders over the wrist. Pull the belly in. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale through your upper back. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Exhale, lower down so that the belly and chest come down at the same time. low cobra. First, come into Sphinx. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Then move your elbows forward just 1 inch, no more, just 1 inch. Press back through your legs, curl the pubic bone into the floor. Squeeze those sit bone muscles so they engage with the back of the thighs. Press into your hands. Inhale, pull the ribs forward, then up. Bring the elbows 2 inches off the floor, low cobra. Pulling the chest forward, lower all the way down as you exhale. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale back into down dog. Then bring your knees down. Grab your blocks. Lunge, inhale, step your right foot forward. Sink the hips forward and down. Press into both feet so they support you here. They support your spine, they support your breath and your attention. Then step your right foot back. Second round. Step the right foot forward again. Sink your hips forward and down. Inhale, pull the ribs away from your waist. Modified plank. Hands down first. Step back. Bring the knees back. Shoulders over the wrists. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Low cobra. Curl the pubic bone into the floor. Hands forward about 12 inches. Inhale, drag your chest forward and up. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Exhale, dragging the chest forward, lower down. Hands underneath the shoulders, down dog. Set your knees down. Grab your blocks. Step your left foot forward. Lunge, inhale, pull the chest forward. This time, we're doing a high squat, a supported high squat. Keep the hands on the blocks. Tuck your back toes. Exhale, step forward. Chest, really it's the torso, stays on your thighs. Feet are active, hands are on the blocks. You might have to move your blocks forward to support your spine. Sit bones way back. Then coming into the third round, step your left foot back, lunge, inhale. This time, full plank. Move your blocks off to the side, hands down. Inhale, step back. Then lower the knees. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Low cobra. Curl the pubic bone into the floor. Inhale, drag your chest forward and up. Elbows 2 inches off the floor. Dragging the chest forward, lower down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, down dog. You can keep your knees up and step your left foot forward, or bring the knees down, then step your left foot forward. Lunge, inhale, hands on the blocks, pull the ribs forward. That high squat, supported high squat, tuck your right toes, inhale, step your right foot forward, chest forward, sit bones back. Now walk your hands onto your thighs, inhale, slowly stand up. Press into your active feet. Squeeze those sit bone muscles down the backs of your thighs. Moving into some standing poses. Make space on your mat. Move your blocks off to the side. Step your feet 4 feet apart. Rotate your left toes to face the front of your mat, coming into warrior two. Telescoping the ribs, hands on your hips. Now, squeeze your sit bone muscles. Slide your tailbone towards the floor. Inhale, telescope the ribs up. Exhale, pull the belly in. Slide your tailbone towards the floor. Get those sit bone muscles to support your spine. Squeeze them. Press into your active feet. Now as you inhale, Send your breath through the shape of this pose and send it into your spot. Fascinate on the connection of the shape of this pose and your spot. Exhale, let your breath be soft and notice how that affects the quality of your attention. Shoulder shrugs, relax your arms, send your breath into the upper back. Hold the breath, shrug the shoulders straight up, squeeze straight back, exhale, squeeze, drag down your back. Balloon your breath into the upper back. Exhale, squeeze straight back, squeeze, drag down your back. Keep the back of your skull over the back of your hips. Breathe into the upper back. Exhale, squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades. Add your elbows, squeeze, drag down your back. Relax your arms. Fill your upper back with your breath. Hold the breath, shrug the shoulders up, squeeze straight back. Exhale, squeeze, drag down your back. Saturate the upper back with breath. Exhale, squeeze straight back, squeeze, drag down your back. Balloon breath into the upper back. Exhale, squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades. Add your elbows to really get the squeeze and drag down your back. Relax your arms. Float them up. Plank pose. Bring both hands to the floor, coming through a lunge with the heel up and the back knee up. Step back into your plank. Squeeze your legs towards each other or together. Lower the knees, breathe in. Pull the belly in, exhale, lower down, elbows straight back. Boat with hands beside the hips. Bring the forehead to the floor, palms up. Curl the pubic bone into the floor. Inhale, lift the chest, the arms, and the head, but look at the floor. If your low back can tolerate it, as you exhale, lift the legs away from the floor. Spread your breath from the low back into the upper back. And as you exhale, use that energy and that awareness and fascinate on your spot so that you start broadening, widening the range of your attention. Lower down, exhale back into your down dog. You can come through hands and knees. Warrior two, step your right foot forward between the hands. Keep the right knee bent. Float your arms up. I'm just switching sides so I mirror you. Make sure that it's your right knee bent, right over your ankle. Active feet. Telescope in the ribs, hands on your hips. Squeeze those sit bone muscles. Inhale, pressing into your hands, telescope the ribs up. Exhale, pull the belly in, send your tailbone towards the floor, and get a little lower into your warrior two. Press into the padding underneath the big toe on your left foot, and feel for almost pushing that foot back a little bit. Feel how that starts allowing you to bring attention into your right hip. Now breathe into your right hip and your right hip flexor. Exhale, squeeze both sit bone muscles and send your tailbone towards the floor. Now feel if that just gave you some space to inhale, telescope those ribs up a little more without jutting out your front ribs. Then keep all of that strength. Just relax your arms for shoulder shrugs. Saturate your upper back with breath. Hold the breath. Shrug the shoulders up. Squeeze straight back. Exhale, squeeze. Drag down the back with the shoulder blades. Send your breath into the upper back. Exhale, squeeze straight back. Squeeze. Drag down the back. Relax your jaw. Breathe into the upper back. Exhale, squeeze bottom tips of shoulder blades. Add your elbows, squeeze, and drag down your back. Do one more round on your own. The round has 3 sections to it. And as you do this, fascinate on your spot. If you lose track of what you're supposed to do, just go with what feels interesting for you. Float your arms up. Coming into down dog. Frame your right foot with both hands. Exhale back into your down dog. Then bring your knees down. Camel pose. If you need padding, either use your blanket or fold over your mat so that your knees as well as your feet are on the double or triple layer of your mat. Have your knees right underneath your hip bones. Hands on your hips. This is just a baby camel, about telescoping the ribs. Squeeze those sit-bone muscles down the backs of your thighs. Press into your hands. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, telescope the ribs up. Exhale, squeeze those sit-bone muscles. Send your tailbone towards the floor. Feel how that strengthens your legs, your buttocks. Now press into your shins and the tops of your feet. Inhale, telescope the ribs up. Exhale, send your tailbone down. Keep squeezing those sit-bone muscles. For those who are pregnant, instead of coming onto your belly when we do a vinyasa between sides or after sides, this camel pose is what you can do instead. Then release that. If you folded up your mat, unfold it. Meet up in down dog. Step your left foot forward. Lunge with the back knee up. Grab your blocks. So you can set your back right knee down just to grab your blocks. Make sure your right toes are tucked. Press into them. Inhale, lift the knee away from the floor. Active feet, spread and lift the toes on the front foot. Squeeze your right sit bone muscle down the back of the right thigh. Sink your hips forward and down. It's okay if the front knee comes in front of the ankle, as long as your knee does not hurt. If you have further to go, you could walk your hands up onto your front thigh or even up overhead. Press into those active feet. Squeeze those sit bone muscles. Inhale, get your breath big to support you in this pose. And as you exhale, fascinate on your spot. What's happening in your spot? Bring the hands either to the blocks or to the floor. Set your back knee down. Pound your back knee for twisting lunge. Set up in a 90-degree angle. Press into both feet, left hand on your thigh. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, hook that right elbow over the left thigh. Make a fist with the bottom hand and then cup it with the top hand. Press into both arms. Inhale. Feel for lifting those right ribs away from the floor. Exhale. Press into your right elbow. Slide that right shoulder blade away from the ear. Relax your neck. Get your breath big and spacious, which requires in a twist that you use your back ribs and your side ribs. Unwind, exhale, come back into plank, and lower all the way to the floor. If you're pregnant, come up onto hands and knees and repeat baby camel. Low cobra, move the hands here, 12 inches. Inhale, pull the ribs forward. Pull the ribs forward, lower down. Exhale, down dog. Lunge with the back knee lifted. Step your right foot forward. Grab blocks to begin. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, lift the left knee away from the floor. Keep that leg really active. The heel is up, but press it back energetically through the heel so you straighten through the back of the knee. Inhale, telescope the ribs away from the waist. Shoulder blades away from the ears. If you have further to go, hands can come up onto your thighs or even up overhead. Press into your feet. Squeeze those sit bone muscles. Inhale through the side ribs, lifting those ribs away from your waist. Exhale, wrap your shoulder blades if the arms are up. Shoulder blades away from the ears no matter where your arms are. Hands down, set the back knee down. Pad your back knee. I'm going to turn around so that I'm still facing you in the twist. But it's still left knee padded on the floor. Hips over the left knee, right foot forward, ankle underneath the knee. Right hand on your thigh. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, hook the elbow over the thigh, making a fist with the bottom hand and cup it with the top hand. Active feet, press into both feet. Press into your arms. Inhale, lift your torso away from your right thigh and floor. Exhale, pressing into the left elbow. Send your shoulder blade away from the ears and relax your neck a little more. Get fascinated on what happens when you can find that balance in a pose of expending the energy to hold the pose strongly, but then releasing and letting go in the places not needed, like your neck and your jaw. And how does this affect your spine, even if it's indirect? Slowly unwind. Exhale, down dog. Set both knees down. Sit down. Lie down. Kapalabhati. It's windshield wipering the legs. So make sure blocks are not going to get in the way. Feet as wide as your mat. Your arms wherever they're comfortable. The knees don't touch here. Inhale, allow both knees to fall towards the left. They're not going to touch the floor and they're not touching each other. The feet stay as wide as your mat. Exhale, come back up through center. Inhale, allow both knees to fall to your right. Exhale, come back up through center. And allow both knees to fall to the other side. Inhale into your right side ribs. Exhale, pause here. Feeling for sinking into the support of the floor a little more. Inhale, come back up through center. And let both knees fall to the other side. As you exhale, pause here, allowing the knees, your spine, your whole body to sink into the support of the floor. And now continue on your own. You can go back to doing this one breath at a time to speed it up a little, or you could slow it down. Whatever feels most beneficial for your spine and your spot and your attention. Then make your way back up to center. Setting up for Shavasana. You can stay here with the feet as wide as the mat, knocking the knees together. That's great for low back support. If you're near a supportive chair or a couch, you can bring your hips close to the front of the chair or the couch. Bring your legs up onto the couch and rotate away. So your head is away from the chair or the couch, and your calves are just resting on the seat of your couch or chair. This is also great for the low back. If you have further to go and you'd like to stretch your legs out straight, you could do that. And if you got there and your low back feels tight, bend your knees a little bit, press into your heels, scoop your tailbone away from the low back, and then re-straighten the legs. Everyone, shoulder blades away from the ears. Take a deep inhale, allowing the breath to flow up along the whole length of your spine, and then connect it into your spot. Let your exhale be long and smooth, and allow it to just pull yourself deeper into the support of the floor. Now let your deep breath go. Allow your automatic breath to take over. slowly bring your attention back to your whole body. Take a deep, luxurious breath. Fill your whole core, that space between the bottom of your pelvic bowl and the top of your skull. Rinse that deep, luxurious breath with your exhale down through your entire body, connecting into every cell of your body. Then bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the floor if they're not. If your legs are on your couch, bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet onto the front edge of the couch. And then everyone roll over to your side, one side or the other. Use your palms and your arms to inhale. Lift your torso back up to sit. Let your head be the last to come up. Come and find a comfortable seated position. Deepen your Ujjayi breath. And as you inhale, feel how you feel in this pose, where we started. You might notice that you feel different. No judgment. Just notice, even if it's the same, notice that. Now take a deep inhale and connect back into your spot, noticing there how your spot may feel different with this extra attention. And the quality of attention, of fascination, that brings a certain kind of energy in. And then bring your hands in front of your heart. Take a deep inhale in. Namaste. Happy whatever day you're practicing this on, and enjoy the rest of your day.